our program is really meant to catch students who might otherwise fall between the cracks. And based on the evidence and the research that we have from the university, that is happening at a really high rate, actually. And we tend to focus on the really high-performing student or the really low-performing student. But there are a lot of students who are right in the middle. A lot of times their academics aren't really the problem, but they haven't engaged with anybody here. They're not extroverts, and they're having a hard time making the transition from high school to college. And those are the kinds of students who inadvertently fall between the cracks. They end up leaving. They say they're leaving for a semester. They never come back, and we don't know what happens to them. So that's something that we really want to prevent. And we just want all students to have, I think, what we think of as the ideal Oakwood experience. I feel like a lot of you have had it just based on talking to you. So we want to enable other students to do that, okay? So if you will look in your toolkits, it kind of gives you the statement of purpose on page 3. The purpose, the mission statement, the goals. I will read a few of the sentences for you that I think encapsulate it, and then later on, if you need some bedtime reading, you can go through and read the rest of it. So the program is called Students Empowering Students. I think that's self-explanatory, right? It was established to assist students through difficulties that may arise during the transition to college. The program targets the following students. Students on academic probation, which means they have a GPA of 1.9 or below, and students who are at risk of being placed on academic probation who have a GPA of 2.3 to 2.0, okay? We also expanded it after I created this to include students who are having a hard time engaging with people, because I think that's a big part that affects students academically, actually. Okay, so we want to help them become holistic, well-rounded students. We want to make sure their well-being is protected, that they're okay while they're here. If you look down at the program goals, it says that the SES program aims to build a sense of community among student participants and improve grade point averages of mentees while assisting them in the development of persistence in completion of college courses. That's a lot of words, but in the development of persistence, we mean there are students who come here having done really well in high school, and then they get here and everything is hard. And they have a hard time persisting through the hardship to then, see success and then want to continue. If you come in and the first set of grades you get at midterm are all D's and lower, and you're used to being an A+ student, it's hard to find the motivation to keep going. You know what I mean? So a big part of this for you guys is going to be cheerleading. Just telling them they can do it, this is difficult, or sometimes delivering the hard news, which is you're going to fail this class. It's November. You have an F. It's not happening. However, I'm going to be here for you next semester when you take it again. Yay. The benefits, I think you kind of already know from looking at the video, but on page 4 it gives you a whole extensive set of benefits. And the way that it benefits you is that it helps you with your leadership skills as well. And it helps you learn to, empathize with someone who's not in the predicament that you are. You guys are high-performing students based on your GPAs, based on my conversations with you. You're great at time management, or, you figured out how to work around it. Those students don't have those kinds of skills, you know what I mean? So they need someone like you to kind of model themselves after. So those are the benefits. You get to, hone your skills as a role model, as a mentor, as a leader, and they get to be like you, okay? So hopefully that's a good thing, all right? So let's see, how will the mentee be assigned?
Okay, so originally we had planned for every student.
I'm sorry, pause real quick. Sorry, I don't think Alexis was in all of your interviews, but Alexis and Danica are actually my social work interns. And as part of their work for the social work department in order to graduate, they have to do a field practicum. And so this is their practicum. They're helping me develop the program, come up with all the materials, the plans, and then they're also going to help you guys as mentors. Okay?
Okay, so originally we planned for each mentor to guide up to 5 students, but right now it's looking like it's going to be 2 to 3. So just keep that in mind. Mentees will basically be distributed either on urgent, moderate, or low intervention, depending on your GPA. Urgent intervention will require the most time spent and working with mentees, and each mentor will be assigned no more than 2 urgent levels. So, because that they need more attention, so we Yeah, yeah, basically, that's all.
Okay, so, we'll let you know when we assign each mentee to you, what level they're on. They don't know that, okay? I don't know that they need to have a label, as far as they're concerned, right? But you will know, so you need to find a way to convey to them, I need to speak with you every week. If they're on the urgent level, you need to speak with them every week. At least once. If they want to reach out to you more than that, that's fine, but it's required, right? If they're at the moderate level, then I think that means their GPA is between a 1.5 and a 1.9. You don't have this written down in yours. I'll make sure you have that information if they are a moderate, urgent, or low intervention student when I give them to you. If they're moderate level, you only meet with them every other week or twice a month. If they are a low-level intervention student, it's just once a month, and they can check in with you whenever they want to in between those meetings. But you just are required to meet them once that month. And if they are a social engagement student or a behavioral student, so I didn't mention that before, but some of these students have been sent to this program. It's required that they participate because they've gotten in trouble with the what's that committee? The conduct committee. Yeah, disciplinary conduct. So, most of them are probably on social probation at this point, and they just need a role model. So we're gonna go through the roles and responsibilities together. I don't like to read to people, so you guys are gonna read them out loud. We'll go around the table. We'll start with Esther, and so you see. What page is that for you? 6. Okay. So you'll go to page 6, you start, and then we'll go next to Marvin, and then go around the table, okay?
Sorry, I was on the wrong.
Oops, okay.
Okay, the
Roles
role
and
and responsibilities. Okay. Serve as an encourager, helping mentees to build self-esteem and self-confidence.
Be optimistic and patient, approaching each challenge with hopes of a positive outcome.
Offer advice on levels to mentees when appropriate about being a successful college student in the related demands and challenges for success. How mentors represent themselves will have a significant impact on the mentees.
Respond appropriately to questions, concerns, or problems that any mentee may face. Refer directed mentees to appropriate institutions after release.
Check in with mentees on a regular basis to monitor their academic progress and overall well-being.
Maintain a professional boundary with mentees.
Keep communication lines open.
Oh, be respectful and sensitive to the individual needs of the mentee.
Commit to meeting with mentees.
Sir. Read that one again, it's important.
Check over email daily and encourage mentees to.
Oh, wait, sorry, Alexa.
Abide by the Open University dress code and uphold the values of the Seventh Day Adventist Church.
Okay, let's pause right there real quick. Okay, so a lot of the students that you're gonna see are students who are in trouble both academically and, socially. They are probably here because their parents made them or whatever. They don't like that they have to abide by the dress code. And if they see you not doing it, that's just another excuse not to do it. So it's important that if you're meeting with them, ensure that you don't have your jewelry in or whatever. I'm not telling you what to do in your free time, but during the times that you're meeting with them, especially make sure that you're abiding by the overall conduct code of the school. Okay? All right, be a full-time student and at least 70% financially cleared. Obviously, you guys all are. Maintain a strong academic standing of at least a 3.0 cumulative grade point average.
Refrain from fraternizing and build relationships with mentees that are not positive or conducive to the success of the mentee. Be familiar with the FERPA guidelines.
Do you guys know what FERPA is?
You know.
Okay. FERPA are the guidelines that are used. Okay, you know how in the medical setting they have HIPAA, right? That concerns like patients' records and their information and things of that nature. FERPA applies for the educational setting, for the academics. You're not sharing their records with people. We have some pamphlets, and we'll make sure each of you get them, that were created by the school that will give you a snapshot of what all is permissible and not permissible. Sometimes parents will want to know their students' information. They cannot unless the student made it clear that they could. That kind of thing is along those FERPA guidelines. Although I doubt their parents are going to contact you, they'll probably contact me and ask. But I mean, if you see a parent in the streets and they ask you for information, you cannot give it. So there, you guys have a, I think maybe on the next page, you have something that you signed.
No,
Is that at the end?
Well, she has it. It's on
On page 10. Okay, so we'll go through the guidelines and then we'll do that. Before we, a pen? I mean, I guess you guys should. Okay, before we move on to the guidelines, do you have any questions about what you've heard so far, what you've read?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Can you like explain my mouth?
Okay.
Red flag, red flag. Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
Red flag,
Okay. What we mean by that is don't date your mentee.
Yeah, because I was testing the first one. That's why I was trying to figure out if there's something.
No. But it's also don't develop a relationship with them that's not conducive to their success. So like, say you have a student who you want to engage socially. Don't take them to Oasis as a way of like building relationship. Do not take them to Oasis even if you're trying to just get chicken. It's just don't do that, okay? Yes, but if you want to take them to lunch or something like that as a way to spend time with them and build a relationship, that's fine. Okay. So actually, there's a section in the toolkit that talks about some suggested activities for how you can fraternize with them and build a relationship, and we'll go over that a little bit later. But that's a good question. Another question, Sam.
For the whole keeping it honest and accurate record, not about the whole honesty part, but just as far as keeping everything out of sheet.
Yes, there is a log in your toolkit. We'll go over that too, and we'll talk to you a little bit about how it's supposed to be done. Okay. Any other questions? All right. So let's go over the guidelines. All right. Okay. There are a lot of them, but there were more of them previously, and Alexis and I went through this whole document and removed things that we thought were redundant. So whatever's left here is important. You need to pay attention to it. This program is funded by a grant, so everything is going to be reviewed and evaluated, and I don't want no problems. So pay attention to the guidelines, and we'll be fine. Okay. So let's do the same thing again. Let's go around and recap. Start with you again.
Okay. Peer mentors will be reviewed each semester.
Peer mentors will be paid a stipend at the end of each semester.
Switch it up. Switch it up.
Okay, fine. Go ahead, Aisha.
You are not to use profanity when talking or addressing your mentees.
That's gonna be a problem for you.
Don't play
Go ahead, Greg.
All right. Communication between peer mentors and peer mentees should be limited to in-person meetings and the Oakwood email or other platforms that have been approved by the peer mentor program. Communication via Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, etc. is prohibited.
Wow.
These are not suitable means of communication for ensuring that meaningful relationships are established.
So I can't hit them up because I answer their text and shit. I can't
Right.
hit them up on Snapchat. So what
I see what you're doing.
So you can snap with your hands.
Why do you see her?
Okay, so listen, what this means is you have to communicate with them at certain times, right? Like once a week, every other week, or once a month. Snapchat does not count as your means of communication with them for the month. You see what I'm saying? kinds of meaningful interactions that you're documenting. You're documenting your regular conversations with them once a week, twice a month, or once a month. And then you're also documenting anytime they might call you for help. And we're going to go over certain guidelines with them too. They should not hit you up on Snap or in your DMs and say, I'm having a hard time with my biology class. Like, that's not an appropriate means of communication. Your open email, your text message, or calling you would probably be the best way to talk with them about that. You want to like keep a certain level of professionalism with them, so it helps if you don't use social media.
Peer mentors should meet with their mentees in a public place, such as the peer mentoring office, the library, or an approved location inside the residential.
The lobby. It's the improved location inside the residential office.
Peer mentors are expected to spend no more than 17 hours each week in a mentoring capacity. Be sure to include time to make well-documented notes after every peer mentoring session.
Change that 17 to 12. Should be 12.
Okay, record all meetings with your peer mentees in the law. Honesty and integrity is of utmost importance when it comes to documenting hours spent mentoring.
Peer mentors should stick to the facts when recording meetings with mentees. This legal documentation should be from an objective perspective, not based on opinions.
Okay, so really quick, Danica will talk a little bit more about that because as a social work student, she knows about documenting her caseloads and things like that, and keeping information about that confidential. And also, you know, it's not a story, you're not writing a novella about the students, so you're just gonna keep it, you know, objective, and things like that. Pass this down. Is there an extra one?
Yeah.
You have one? Okay. All right. Megan, you were next.
Office hours should be established for meeting with peer mentees.
You want to set up you want a routine. So if you guys meet every Thursday at 8 or whatever, let it be every Thursday at 8. If you need to switch it up here and there, make sure you tell them in enough time and make sure that you are on time to wherever you need to be. Whether they are or not, you need to say, I was here at 8 o'clock, I did not see you, we need to work on that. Building good habits. Just let me know if you need to keep my office.
Peer mentors are expected to keep all appointments and be on time for all of their meetings with the mentees and can be mentoring coach.
You were to call and cancel or reschedule your meeting with your mentoring coach or mentee in advance if you cannot make an appointment.
I'm sorry. If you are unable to meet with your mentees in person, virtual meetings are permitted when approved by the peer mentor.
So let me know before.
Peer mentors shall not be romantically involved with their mentees.
There is no exchanging of money between the peer mentors and mentees. Peer mentors shall not give mentees money for food, transportation, etc.
Do they give you money?
No, they cannot give you money either.
For-
Whoever
for
said
sure.
that. It's not appropriate.
There's money?
I see that right
What I hear.
If they give you a gift.
Yes. I'll take 20.
Guys, I promise they don't like you that much. They're not
They
giving
will.
you a gift.
You see this?
Okay.
I want to give this.
Let me think about that. They are not. And if they like you that much, I think I'm concerned.
Their parents are like, why is this to around? Their parents are like, here, give them you know.
Let's not.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Let's say no monetary gifts at all. If it's like a card, like a gift card or something like that, nothing over. All right, let's move on.
Peer mentors are not allowed to mentor the friends or family members of their mentees.
Peer mentors should be sensitive to cultural diversity and be comfortable working with individuals who are different. This includes, but is not limited to, age, race or ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, etc.
Peer mentors are not to be judgmental and should avoid discriminating against their mentees.
As a peer mentor, your safety is our responsibility. If you're concerned about your safety, back should be always like in a way you can get out. Okay, tip.
Just, just covering all our bases, okay?
If not, you know.
Yeah. And I think you'll probably know which students you need to be more careful with after some initial interactions with them. Yeah. Never feel that you are solely responsible for the well-being of your mentees. That's important, I think, because sometimes you kind of end up in that like savior complex with someone, and it's not, you're a student here too, right? So you need to be focused on doing well as well, and if someone is hell-bent on not doing well, there's really nothing you can do about it, okay? So don't ever feel like, I gotta save them, I gotta help them pass, I gotta, you know what I mean? You try your best, but after a while, if you can't, you can't. And then also, I'm the peer mentoring coach, so I also get paid to help you with that. So if you feel like you need help in helping them, then you let me know. Oh, there's a whole other set of sentences there. Refer students, when appropriate, to the peer mentoring coach and others who are always available to offer support and guidance. Others meaning like their advisor, professors, things like that. Remember, you are not expected to have all the answers.
Peer mentor should disclose any conflicts of interest to the peer mentoring coach that in any way impede or hinder legal to.
If you have a prior relationship with your mentee that might make it awkward or something, you let me know and we'll just switch. Go ahead.
Mentorship relationships are not required to end at the end of the school year. Mentors may continue to serve as guides and role models to mentees as long as both parties are willing.
That's what I'm gonna do. Get paid for it.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
So I think kids are.
Okay, so yeah, you want to read over this so that you know what you're signing. Sign it, then pass it down to me. Sign it down.
Okay.
Yes. Can someone pass this down to Sean? You see, last time y'all didn't want me to throw it, but nobody's taking
Oh,
it.
I was throwing it last
No.
Yeah, so this, I just realized, was actually created, hey guys, someone asked a question that you probably need to hear the answer to. This was actually created to be done in correspondence with each separate mentee. But since this program is starting a different way now, just say 12 hours, and that will apply for any mentee. And 12 hours per week for 1 semester. Next is confidentiality.
Yeah. So next, guys, is confidentiality. So this is very, very, very important. Okay. So like, you don't want that what you say is heard like from like 3 other people, because that can cause like problems. So I'm gonna just read it briefly. Privacy and confidentiality should be given the utmost respect as a relationship between the mentor and mentee develops. This is important for both the peer mentor and mentees. Now your mentee will eventually trust you with everything they say. They're probably gonna tell you stuff that they haven't even told their parents. So it's up to you to keep that for them, because they are going to trust you like wholeheartedly. In order to establish trust and confidence in the mentoring relationship as a mentor, you need to understand the purpose of the confidentiality agreement and maintain confidentiality between the mentor and mentee. Recognize, signing, and agreeing signifies that you will uphold the expectations for confidentiality while mentoring after the program. Confidentiality and confidential information may include the following: names, email addresses, students' grade, academic standing, personal health information, financial information, and life situation, etc. So I see it as, look at it as how you want to be treated. You know, if you were in that position, you'll want all your information to be secure. Avoid discussing private information through email. Kindly explain to the mentee, and if they have a concern, an in-person meeting can be arranged, like in person. Okay, is that clear enough? Any
far as like private information, what that material.
Like mostly the grades,
So don't put anything about it.
like in an email, like, no, we say that in person, and, you know, you just keep that, okay?
Or if it sounds like they're having a hard time with something, like maybe some kind of event happened, an issue, you don't want to put that in the email. Just because we can't always secure technology.
So if our code agrees, we just sign.
Actually, don't sign this yet. Don't sign it yet because this is something that you're going to go through with your mentee.
Okay.
You guys are going to both agree to the confidentiality agreement together. So leave this in here for now, and when you meet with them the first time, this will be one of the first things you need to do with them to ensure them that their information is confidential with you and vice versa.
So we have more than one mentee.
You're going to need to make copies.
Yeah.
And the copy machine that's down by my office is available to all of you guys. So just let me